Okay, so now if you know me, you know that fashion is passion and style is soul. But right now, it's not about me. I'm right here joined by Kola Kuddus a professional speaker, trainer, consultant, enterprise advocate, the founder and creative director of Kola Kuddus Couture, an indigenous Nigerian men's fashion brand well known for its urban African designs, which is a unique blend of African authenticity and a Western creativity. See, if I go on and on and on, we will not end today because he has actually achieved a whole lot. So I'm really excited to welcome you to today Wake Up Nigeria. How are you doing?
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me here.
It's nice being here, Abby. Okay, of course. So now tell me, I went through your profile and I'm like, oh, wow. Okay, so how did you go about navigating all of that to come to this point? I mean, you've won so many awards, you've participated in so many fashion weeks. I mean, you've established a solid brand. So now run me through it. Where did you start from?
Okay, so my journey into fashion started, I think it was 2002. I was a student at University of Lagos. I was actually running a diploma course there. And in the process, a lot of people liked what I wear, which I feel was a normal phenomenon when people dress nice. And at a personal time, it became like a very regular stuff. And people used to tell me to buy stuff for them. So I became a personal shopper out of the blues. So I have a lot of people call me, they need me to buy this and that. And as at the time I was finishing university, I studied philosophy. Okay. So I was already making some small little change from selling clothes and all of that. Yeah. So I decided, okay, for me to take it further, I needed to, you know, give it a trial. So I went to a fashion school. Okay. Nobel Afrique. So I did a diploma in dressmaking. Okay. And from there, the journey started. I went to London College of Fashion. And I came back to Nigeria and I started my business professionally in 2008. 2008. And
yes. What has it been like from there till now? Considering the fact that, I mean, fashion is known to be ever evolving. Yeah. So, I mean, what we were wearing in 2008 and what we're wearing now have like opposite ends, right? So now how have you managed to stay relevant through those times?
So for me, I would say one of my strengths that I realized along the line as a creative, I found out that I would say I enjoy creating more. So fashion is an art for me. So, and for it to be relevant, it means you are constantly creating. So I have a very big flair for creating. So whether the trend is new, the trend is old, I'm constantly in the creative mood. So I'm always creating. Okay. So that way I've been able to remain relevant.
Stay, okay, I mean, that makes a whole lot of sense. But now the thing is, now, everybody, her mother, sister, brother, cousin, uncles, grandparents, and in-laws happen to go into fashion as fashion designers, right? I remember having a conversation once with someone, and we're trying to define, okay, fine, what's the difference between a tailor, a fashion designer, and a stylist, right? So can you help me categorize these people? And considering the fact that now, even with little experience or training, people literally just delve into the fashion world. What do you have to say about that?
So I think the fashion industry is actually more bigger, more complicated than a lot of people think it is. So I usually like to compare it with the building industry, where you have the architect, you have the structural engineer, you have the civil engineer, you have the surveyor, the quantity surveyor, and the likes. So in the fashion industry, from start, you have the people, the designers that come up with the inspiration. You have the people that convert those inspirations to drawings. So those are the illustrators. So you have the people that now convert those illustrations into patterns. Yes. They now have the garment manufacturers. They specialize in garment manufacturing. They don't do designing. You have the people that cut the pattern. All they do is they specialize in pattern cutting.
In pattern cutting.
You understand? Then you now have the people that make the fabric, the textile manufacturers. All they do is to manufacture. Okay. So you have that long value chain in the industry. But you know the way Nigerians are, you just have one person managing the whole process from the beginning to the end. And at the end of the day, you can't get the best out of such people. And that's why today you can say, oh, my cousin is a designer without going to a fashion school. Because typically, what I usually like to tell people is, how do you become a doctor? You go to medical school. How do you become a lawyer? you go to law school. You want to be a journalist, you go to school of journalism, you know, you do some practices. But in fashion, people just wake up and like, okay, I like fashion, then you start a fashion brand.
Okay.
I mean, it's absolutely wrong.
Okay.
Yeah,
so you believe that everyone that wants to delve into fashion should literally have to go under some sort of training to understand it. Because to be very, very honest, fashion is not just about the clothes. There are a lot of things behind it. Now, which brings me to talk about one of your projects, the business of fashion. Yeah. So tell me about that.
Okay, so with my little experience in the fashion industry, so one of the things I used to do way back was I like to go for a lot of entrepreneurship trainings. So I did something with Lagos Business School. It was sponsored by Diamond Bank. It was a business skill competition. Okay. So I like to get a lot of trainings because I feel, okay, my area of specialization is fashion. But for me to be able to sustain this business, I need to get the entrepreneurship skills. And I found out that because I do that a lot of people reach out to me to get this knowledge. Like, okay, how do I manage my business? How do I manage the production process? How do I manage the retail process, the marketing process? So I decided to coin that business of marketing, and I call myself a fashion business consultant.
Okay.
So I'm able to help people grow them on their business and how to navigate the fashion value chain.
Because it makes a whole lot of sense. Because a lot of people, yeah, they love the idea of creating pieces, but then again, the business angle of it is kind of like lagging. Like, I know I like to look good and like to put this together, but then again, when it comes to how to sell these clothes and get purses out of it, I'm actually not.
Even as little as the design process, you just don't design because you love to design.
Yeah.
There has to be a process. Who are you producing for? How much can they afford? What do they like to look like?
Very, very true.
So you need to put all of that into consideration before you even start designing.
All right.
So you need to understand the design process.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so, so glad I got to meet you. I mean, with all your awards, I mean, I'm sure there's so much to learn from you, and I wish you all the very best going forward. I know there are more awards coming, but we have to go right now.